back. I'm Edwin.
And I'm Joseph.
And this is
Edwin and Joseph Talks.
So we are Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, and it's also Halloween.
Yep.
So with that being said, Halloween is one of those fun holidays where you can not be yourself and, you know, you can be anybody you want, act, I don't want to say act any way you want, but, you know, you get the gist of it where you can have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we'll go a little, I don't know if we can say nostalgic or pretty much just we'll talk about our favorite things, whether it's growing up to now, just our favorite parts of Halloween.
I can consider it kind of a nostalgic episode type thing, but just on Halloween.
So one of the first ones, I guess, we can, it's of course dressing up, the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a kid, even I guess as an adult, you can dress up as your favorite superhero, your favorite, you know, I guess back in our day, I mean, I remember growing up with like the flimsy costume with the plastic mask that didn't really go over, it just kind of covered your face.
True. One of my favorite costumes ever, Ninja Turtles, of course, was my favorite thing. And I was still living here in California. My mom made me a Ninja Turtle costume, made the shell and everything. We just painted my face. She made the mask
the little
for
mask
me.
part.
Yeah, so it was cool. When as Leonardo, that's probably one of the costumes that I remember the most. We tried to do a Ghost Rider costume one year.
That's pretty cool.
She made like the pads and the spikes for me. It didn't look like Ghost Rider, but we tried. But yeah, it was, you know, as a kid, you know, my mom was real big into crafts and stuff. She really liked helping me make costumes and stuff. So that's one thing I really remember on Halloween is, you know, some of those costumes.
Yeah, see, I did a couple. Like, I went as a Ninja Turtle one time. I went as Michelangelo. I've gone as, like, a doctor and just different things that you can try on. But mine were never, like, aside from the doctor one, mine were never really, like, homemade ones. It's always been, like, bought at the store and stuff. That's why I always remember, like, the plastic mask and stuff like that. But I think my favorite costume ever, I think that I've ever had, was a Batman one, and that's just because Batman's my dude. Like, I've always been into Batman.
I remember one year, I was like a junior or senior actually. I was a little bit older, but we wanted candy. So me and my best friend at the time, we just took a sheet and we did the old school sheet ghost, 2 eyes.
Just cut out the 2 eyes
and stuff? We went to a few houses that we knew, and the people that were there, they laughed, and, you know, we got some candy out of it. It was fun.
Yeah,
but
you got the candy.
You know, that's just stuff like that, you know. Sometimes some of the simplest things can be, on Halloween, most memorable.
What did you use to trick or treat? Did you use the pail, or did you use like a pillowcase or a bag?
Generally, it was bag, just a regular bag. I don't think I ever used a pillowcase.
I used one time, man. I got it halfway full. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was my favorite because, I mean, they're big, so even halfway, that's a lot of candy.
Yeah. I think one year we took trash bags out.
Yeah. You know what I saw actually the other day at the store, which is pretty cool? You remember back when we were growing up, you can either get the pail or they had like the plastic bags, and the plastic bags always had like a monster or something printed on it.
Yeah.
I saw them at the store again, dude. Like, and they were like the old school ones. Like, one had a ghost face on it, the other one was a pumpkin. So they bought those back. That was pretty cool, just seeing those again.
Did you ever, the term trick or treating? Did you ever do tricks?
I never did.
I have, but I haven't. Okay, so there was one particular Halloween. It was probably one of my favorites. Basically, the town that had my school, the town's only like 400 people, real small town. We did our trick-or-treating. Well, I was in like 5th grade, maybe, 4th, 5th grade. And all the high schoolers would always go to the square. And for people that aren't used to rural America, the square usually all the high school kids will meet at.
It's like a cool spot.
Yeah, it's just a meeting spot. It's center of town. That's the square, because usually the center of towns that have the courthouse and everything, there's a square right there. So they all meet up there. Well, the sheriff knew a lot of the high school kids.
Okay.
And he told them, like, listen, I'll make a deal with you. If you guys don't go mess with houses and go breaking stuff, egging people's houses, TPing stuff, you guys can have an egg fight right at the park. Because in the middle of the square was Brashears Park.
Okay.
So the sheriff just sat at the side and watched all of us egg each other, really. And it worked. It was fun. We were chucking eggs across the park at each other. And it was a good time, Nobody got hurt. No houses got messed up. No pumpkins got smashed. Nothing like that. No poop was lit on fire. It was probably a really easygoing night for the sheriff, honestly. So that was
cool. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. One thing I've never really done, but I'm not into the horror aspect of it, is like haunted houses. Did you ever?
I've been to two different ones, and they were both when I lived out in Kentucky. One of them was pretty cool. It was an old, kind of like a steamboat that they used to use back in the day, and they turned it into like a haunted ship, and it was really cool. The only thing about it is, like, it was on a ship. Some of the rooms were really small, so it was kind of, but whatever. But they would decorate the inside of the ship. You would walk through it, and they had different rooms for like different themes. One day they did horror movies where they had like a Halloween room, a Jason room, and stuff like that. The kitchen was always pretty cool because they would decorate it with like dead humans and have like different body parts scattered around as the chefs were cooking them. They always had a dude at the end with a chainsaw, like as you were walking out, you pop up from over the wall and go like this with the chainsaw. But the coolest one I've ever done actually was it was way back when the Chicken Little movie came out, and this doesn't make sense because I don't know how they tied it in with the movie, but it would start off as a cornfield ride, and you would take the ride, and then they would drop you off at the maze. Well,
was it a corn maze?
Yeah.
Okay, see,
but
that's one
to
thing
get to the corn maze, you had to go through the haunted barn.
Okay.
Now, I understand how that ties in with Chicken Little and stuff, but the whole theme behind it was like aliens. So, that part I didn't get. So, you would like walk into the barn, and it looked like a science lab had gone crazy, and there was people dressed up like scientists that had got like mutilated, and people popping out of the corners dressed like aliens, and you would go through it, and it was pretty cool. That's the one time I ever got creeped out at the haunted house, and it's just because it caught me off guard. You would get to this part where it looked like a bridge you were crossing, and on the back they had this green screen with this black and green swirl just going around and around and around. Well, there was a person up against it that had the same color kind of costume, so you didn't see it. So we walked like halfway, and then she just popped out of the wall, runs at us and stomps, and then just disappears again. And that part got me just because I didn't expect it. But after the whole barn, you would just go, and then you would get the corn maze.
That's one thing, growing up in Missouri, that is completely different from out here. For the viewers that, like, again, that aren't from rural America, you'll have corn mazes, barn parties like that are done up. A lot of the communities, like, there'll be like 4 or 5 houses when trick-or-treating. You'll find those in the city, but basically they have those houses. Like, to get the candy, you got to go through like a little haunted house.
Yeah.
And those were always fun because it's some random ass house, and you just roll in. You're like, trick or treat, and they're like, come in. You're like, do I go in? But you're like, oh, I want this candy. So you go through, and they scare you. You're like, oh, and you leave, give you a bunch of candy, and you're on your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can find those around here, but it's not like they are out there. Yeah.
It's California, so it's different.
What do you have any favorite candies? like from Halloween?
I can do my top 5, dude. It's always been like Reese's, Snickers, Starburst, Skittles, and you don't get them as much as the yellow or the brown bag, but the peanut butter M&Ms, the red bag.
Oh, okay.
Those have always been like my top favorite. If you give out Tootsie Rolls, you're just a jerk, dude.
See,
Tootsie Rolls.
I'm on the end where I like what they call the trashy Halloween candy.
Like the
I'll eat
the
it
little chalky pill ones. Like I forgot what they're called.
Peanuts.
Not the peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
You like the circus peanuts?
I'll eat the circus peanuts.
No, they.
Candy corn, Tootsie Rolls.
See, I don't mind
Sweet
candy corn. There's a lot of
like-
people who don't like it, but candy corn and those pumpkin ones, they're shaped like little orange pumpkins.
Okay.
Those have always they've been pretty good.
And it seemed like, I don't know if this is a Missouri thing, there was select taffies, or the saltwater toffees or whatever.
See, I don't
That
remember ever
you'll
getting
get-
saltwater taffy for Halloween.
There was, well, in Missouri, there were certain ones you would get only around that time. It was most of the one that was white and had the peanut butter center.
Those are good, yeah.
Usually you would load up on those Halloween.
It's like a saltwater version of an Abba Zaba, dude.
Yeah. Those, used to love those. Anything Snickers, Milky Way.
What about Three Musketeers? Were you ever a Three Musketeer fan?
I like Three Musketeers.
It's like, it's not a candy I would choose, but if they gave it to me, I'd be like, all right.
I used to like them. So yeah, that was just a fun time just in that.
What about Mary Jane's? Were you a favorite of those? Mary Jane's are like those little peanut butter things. It looks like a saltwater taffy, but it's just like a peanut butter. Like it's literally just peanut butter candy. They come like in orange with black wrappers.
Yeah, those are good.
I know people that hate them. I don't know why, but I guess I'm all about peanut butter. So.
Those are some of the what I call classic Halloween candies that people love or hate them, but yeah,
I like them.
Memories. There was a girl at work. She's from the Philippines. They don't do Halloween, and she's never seen candy corn. So I literally bought a bag of candy corn.
And you gave her some?
And I was like, now you have some classic Halloween candy.
Did she try it? Like, do you know if she liked
She ate it. She ate all of it. She didn't dislike it. I don't. It's probably not her top favorite candy, of course. But
Well, I don't think it's anybody's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of those people, like, if I had it, I'll eat it. It's not bad. I mean, I guess if you compare it to what everybody else likes, it doesn't hold up, but...
Yeah. What are some of your favorite Halloween movies?
So, we were talking about it off camera, but one of my favorite ones that I feel like it has like a cult following to it, but it doesn't get like as much recognition as Trick or Treat with Sam, the little sack-headed dude. And I like a lot of more of like, I mean, you got Halloween, you got Friday the 13th, but I like a lot of the cheesier ones too, like Pumpkinhead, where it's not like that great quality, but they're still good movies.
Just B-movie.
B-movies are always fun.
For me, I usually, if I have that day off, or even that week, I'll usually watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's generally when I watch Ghostbusters, Idle Hands. I like the comedy horrors.
Yeah, and then the cool thing about it is 13 Nights of Halloween, they always show those.
Yeah. If I can watch it, I always try to watch Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, the classic.
Just because growing up, that was, with the Charlie Brown series, you always had them, Halloween, Christmas. You had select holidays that you knew were going to be on TV, so you always look forward to watching it.
And I think the Great Pumpkin and then the Christmas ones were like something I always look forward to as a kid. What about, okay, so this one might get me voted off the channel by our viewers, but how do you feel about Hocus Pocus?
I love Hocus Pocus.
You do?
Honestly,
I hate it.
No, I like Hocus Pocus. And it's one that really it will have a kind of a cult following now.
Oh, it does.
I mean, it's Disney, but
it's
it's a cult following. No, I like Hocus Pocus.
See, I can never get. I don't know if it was just I wasn't into the cheesiness of it, or I just didn't care. I've never liked it.
Yeah.
I never Like, I mean, I don't even think I can sit through it if somebody else is watching it and I'm there.
It's not one that I pull up, like, I have to watch it this year, anything like that. But, no, I like Hocus Pocus. I just thought of a movie and it just,
It's probably my
it went over my head. It basically held a movie that, oh well, next topic.
So what about, we talked about our favorite things, we talked about our costumes, our candy, our movies. What about, man, I'm really lost here. Let's take a minute and think of the next thing to talk about here. Everything slipped my mind.
It's all good. I think the main thing is, as you're growing up, what are some of the things that you kind of look forward to? Because it's changed. I mean, it's not so much about trick or treating now as when we were kids, but how's it kind of changed now? I still like dressing up. If you were to come to my pad right now and be like, "Hey, you want to go trick or treating?" I'd probably be like, "Okay, let's go." I don't care that I'm in my mid-30s. I would still do it.
See, and for me, it's different now because it's like, when I think of Halloween, I don't really get to focus on, like, me now. I got a stepkid, and so all my energy goes towards getting her costume, taking her, like, trick-or-treating. So to me, it's taken more of, like, I don't want to say a parental role, but it's more like, it's not about me no more. I focus more about...
But as a parental role, though, that gives you even more excuse to dress up.
Oh, no, I'm going to dress up. I didn't say all that. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not, like, for me, I can't do what I used to do growing up because that would technically be setting a bad example. But.
True. And plus, you're looking more out like the safety.
Yeah.
You know. So, I don't know. This one, are we done with this one?
I think we're done with this one, yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Let us know what you like about Halloween, your favorite candy, costumes, whatever you like to do.
If you dislike Halloween, you know, put that in there. We don't judge. You know, just chime into our comments. And, you know, hopefully next holiday I'm sure we'll do kind of the same thing.
I don't know if we should really touch on Thanksgiving and its origins, man.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, we're going to do that.
I'm sorry about Hocus Pocus. I don't like it.
Anybody that agrees or disagrees with him, send it his way. No, I'm just kidding, guys. With that one, like I said, day before Halloween, you know, tomorrow night, or if you have parties tonight, just be safe. Enjoy it.
Keep an eye on your kids. It's still kind of bad out there, so...
And I know this one's kind of weird, off topic. No, people aren't lacing candy with marijuana to give to your kids.
Yeah, really quick.
Stop that.
I think the last thing you're going to do is spend hundreds of dollars on edibles and hand them out to the kids for free.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. I mean, maybe check for some needles or something, but that's about it.
Still check your kids' candies. Safety. That's always the excuse to the parents to get candy. But anyways... You guys have a good day, night. Be safe this Halloween.